Someone's out here trying to trademark Jules LeBron's viral catchphrase, very demure, very mindful, and it's not very demure, I tell you. TikToker Jools Lebron just ran into some drama with her viral demure trend, and it's all because of some guy named Jefferson Bates in Washington State. Jools has been one of the biggest trans creators pushing the demure trend, with her TikToks breaking tens of millions of views. Homegirl's already snagged sponsorships, business deals, and collabs, and even one with Netflix, you guys. Which is just crazy how fast someone can climb to the top with a viral moment. This is kind of reminding some people of the Hawk Tuah situation.
How I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work.
The forward phrase has only been trending for less than 2 weeks, but it blew up so much that it put Jools in the national spotlight. Since dropping the TikTok, which has over 47 million views now, Jools has been on Jimmy Kimmel Live. She's teamed up with Netflix to launch a very demure, very mindful section on their platform, and has a ton of A-list celebrities using her audio as well. I mean, Lindsay Lohan, Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian, to name a few. Right after her catchphrase blew up, Jools announced that she was going to use the money that she's made from going viral to help her pay for her transition. But now the feel-good meme of the year just got caught up in some legal drama, you guys. Yeah, she just couldn't have her moment to shine too long because of some random Joe from Washington who goes by Jefferson Bates. TMZ recently came out and reported that Jefferson Bates filed to trademark the phrase very demure, very mindful, according to paperwork that they got their hands on. They said Jefferson Bates, who filed the paperwork, says they want to use the phrase for advertising, marketing, and promotional services. In which people are like, that is such a scummy thing to do, to try and go out of your way to capitalize off of something that you quite frankly have nothing to do with. And apparently this guy's got a track record of trying to trademark other popular slogans and striking out. Over the weekend, Jools got emotional in a TikTok video, which has since been deleted, where she talked about this whole trademark situation. Unfortunately, she didn't go out of her way to trademark this phrase, which I honestly don't blame her. Who would have thought that someone would go out of their way to trademark something like this? It probably wasn't a thought that crossed her mind, but there's some evil people out there in the world. Her video's caption read, "When you didn't trademark fast enough." And here's what she had to say.
Like this merch situation is like really like fucking me up. Like I've just invested so much money and time into this, and I feel like I did it wrong. Like I feel like I didn't try hard enough, and like I wanted this to like do so much for like my family and like provide for my transition, and like I just feel like I dropped the ball. Like I feel like I f***ed up and like someone else has it now, and I like don't even know what I could have done better because like I didn't have the resources. And I'm just like sitting in bed just like feeling so fucking bad about all of this.
This was when people online started ripping apart this Jefferson Bates guy, even though no one really knows his identity, no one really has pictures of him or anything like that, but people were saying things like they were gonna find him and hunt him down. I mean, Jools has a massive fan base now, so people were coming in on him, and I wonder if he sees all these tweets that are coming out about him, because people are very pissed that he somewhat halted her merchandise process since she wanted to use the phrase to sell merchandise. And this is a time when she has the most attention and eyes on her right now, hence she'd probably be able to make the most amount of sales, but it looks like this Jefferson Bates guy has decided to make that process hefty for her since she doesn't own the trademarks to this whole phrase. That's so rude. How can you ever do this to a person? What the actual F? Oh, Jefferson Bates, we're gonna catch you. Others were giving a word of advice to Jools, saying how she could go for trademarking just very demure itself. Others were tweeting how they were gonna withhold their money until they find out that the trademark belongs to her, or until she herself comes out and explicitly says that this merchandise is owned by her, since there's plenty of other websites now trying to capitalize off of the phrase and no one really knows which store belongs to her. Sorry, but if my money isn't going directly to Jools if I buy merch that says very demure, then I'm not buying it. Jefferson Bates is such a loser for doing that to her. We will not be buying any merch from anyone that isn't you love. So as you guys can tell, she has been getting a ton of love and support, especially since she's gone so emotional in that video that came out, but she ended up deleting it. However, there might be some hope in all of this, as a trademark lawyer on TikTok made a video explaining that if Jools was to fight for the trademark in the court of law, she's most likely to win. That's if she challenges this Jefferson Bates guy, which she now seems to be doing.
Divas, on the trademark front, I feel like I have to say something. We got it handled. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. We got it handled. Mama got a team now. It's getting handled. You know, I appreciate you guys tagging me. I appreciate all the mentions. It's getting handled. Keep an eye out.
Now, some of you may be wondering why this Jefferson Bates guy would do such a thing, since it seems like he's just some random Joe who has nothing to do with the catchphrase, right? Well, here's the thing. Trademark chasers tend to do this so that if a creator starts selling merch or making money from something without checking if it's trademark, which in this case, Jools hadn't done fast enough, unfortunately, the chaser can swoop in and sue them, or at least threaten to get a cut off their profits, even though they had nothing to do with it. If the creator doesn't know how to fight it or doesn't want to deal with it in the court of law, it's an easy win for the chaser, in this case being Jefferson Bates. Some people literally make it their job to trademark stuff just to score payouts. Now, people have been wondering if she's able to fight this, as she has proof that she started this whole trend through videos and advertisement videos that she could use as a claim to first use. So she should have a good case, but unfortunately, it's going to be a bit of a nuisance and a headache for her because of this Jefferson Bates guy and all the legal involvement.
A. Bates has decided to take it upon himself to steal from Jools.
Trademark attorney here. Jools is going to be just fine. Let's talk about why. So first and foremost, we have a lot of time. The U.S. Trademark Office has just started reviewing trademark applications from this past January. Plus, it usually takes over a year for the trademarks to actually get registered, and that's if everything goes really well. A lot of the times it takes 2 years or more. The next thing is, to be a trademark, it has to actually function, meaning that the trademark, very demure, very mindful, would have to be actually used in connection with goods or services, with products. Here, the application that he filed was 1B, which means that he intends to use it, but to get and keep the registration, he would actually have to use it. He would have to be making very demure, very mindful merchandise or advertising materials. The next thing is the date of first use. The person who uses the trademark first gets priority, even if somebody else applied first. Jools' TikTok is very clear that she has been using very demure, very mindful in connection with advertising services. Her ads that are on there, her money that she makes from TikTok would all be evidence that Jools has been using this trademark before this person. Next would be the class that he applied in. So he applied for advertising, marketing, and promotional services, which is a very narrow class. This does not include merchandise, clothing, podcasts, anything like that.
Just a sticky situation, but it looks like Jools has a ton of support on her shoulders. She has 2 million followers on her TikTok. I feel like she has some connections. I feel like she has been reached out to or has some sort of connection to help her out with all of this by now. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.